This one is from JG. Johnny, what's it? Is at Johnny Magic 23.
Johnny Magic 23.
And Johnny Magic 23. I mean, this is an interesting post, but dude, what? He's got premium. He's got the app formerly known as Twitter Premium. Pich went the other way. He's disowned the app formerly known as Twitter completely. And Johnny G he's jumped into the Musk fountain and is just swimming in it. So I guess with the new if you pay, you can just fucking write whatever the hell and however long you want, and the characters no longer matter, which was the thing that made Twitter cool in the first place. So he's got a long post here, and he says, disclaimer, this is not an anti-Fultz agenda / hate, but merely an analysis that you can interpret however you like. Data pulled from after the Boston game. In the first 4 games, when Fultz was healthy and playing, time per possession, Fultz was dominating that 4.9, seconds per possession. In the last 12 games, Fultz played only 1 game in the middle of that. Paulo has been dominating the time of possession at 4.8 seconds per possession, which is a pretty significant shift considering that with Markelle Fultz, he was only averaging 2.6 seconds per possession. It's a pretty significant change, especially for Paulo. Paulo's stats in those time frames, first 4 games, 12 points on 44% true shooting. Last 12 games, 22 points on 60% true shooting. What do you make of this, Pich? Is there something here? Is this anything?
Look, if the ball's in the hands of your better players more, good things will usually happen.
Yeah.
And I think what we're learning from this is that Paulo's a guy who needs the ball. He's not going to be that guy that needs to come off screens to be successful as an outside shooter. He needs a rock. He's a one-on-one player. He can go get you a bucket. So if he has the ball more of those situations, it only seems right that those stats are going to favor in your direction. Now, I think they need to find a way when Fultz is in there to get that 2.6 up so that he can get the ball more, and they need to find a way to make that gel work. But right now we're starting to see that, there's a ton of NBA players, past, present, future, that that guy needs the ball in his hands to be good, right? Nobody is talking about Kyrie Irving unless he doesn't have the ball in his hands and he's dribbling around.
Right.
There's certain dudes like that. And Paulo is in his 2nd year now, so he's starting to make it clear that, give me the rock, I'll get you a bucket. It's not that he can't do the other things. It's that that's the strength of his game. So his numbers will obviously be better then. I think this is a good way of showing why that's true.
Yeah, granted, as JG mentions here, Paulo played like dog shit for the first 4 games. He was readjusting from his role with Team USA, just kind of getting his feet under him. So I think that's a little bit skewed, but I do believe there's something here in that, as you said, Pich, Paulo is our best player along with Franz Wagner. We want those guys to have more opportunities to make things happen. And last year when Paulo was just a rookie, we really needed a guy like Markelle Fultz as the leader and the anchor to kind of direct traffic. But Paulo's ahead of schedule, man. This guy is really good right now. And I think that, Markelle was kind of the safety blanket, if you will, for our young team in previous years. But maybe he doesn't need to do as much of the orchestrating as previous. Now, I love Markelle Fultz. Got a Markelle Fultz jersey, which is now Markelle Futlz jersey right over there. But there is something to be said of, hey, let's put Paulo in more actions. Let's put the ball in his hand more often. Because something that's really underrated about Paolo Banchero is his court vision. Man, this guy makes some crazy passes. He is really good at finding guys, especially as he's getting double teamed more and more and more. And so we want him creating those types of opportunities. And like you said, there has to be a way that we can bring what Markelle is good at getting the offense set, of pushing the pace. We got to be able to use that with Paulo. Can Fultz take on more of an Anthony Black style role, of more of an auxiliary player, making the hustle plays, making those winning plays, which we've seen Markelle do time and time again, being a defense-first guy? The thing that makes this difficult has been the big knock that's always been on Fultz. He's not a willing shooter from beyond the arc. So not to say that Anthony Black has been, he will take that set shot though. I think a little bit more readily than Markelle, and I hope Markelle has seen that and has learned. I just need to take it, man. If I'm open, I need to take it. And
he was doing that at the end of the year last year, and for
was.
some reason kind of reverted back to being that guy that is hesitant. But he was successful at the end of the year, so he really needs to get back into that. If I'm open, I got to let these fly. I got to either start making them and having them respect me so I can get back to driving or doing other things in my game, or if you're not hitting from outside, then we're going to find somebody that can. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's time to put up or shut up in that department for me with him.
Yeah, man, I got bad vibes around this knee tendonitis thing, man. It reeks to me, and there was some video that some of the reporters, I think Philip Rossman Reich, took like a video of him and Wendell getting shots up, and that like shot, it just didn't look fluid. It looked like it had that irky jerkiness, and I'm just a little bit worried that thoracic outlet nerve thing that he had has kind of cropped up again or something, because, I mean, knee tendonitis, probably a lot of you out there have had tendonitis. You just got to rest it. It's been a few weeks now, like, and when Coach Mosley talks about it, it's like, well, we're not really sure. Like, they're not saying anything about it. It doesn't seem like he's super close, and that's concerning because tendonitis is normally like, all right, it just rest it for a few weeks and you're done. Like, I don't know, man. I got bad vibes around this.
I think right now it's more of a case of 12-denitis because it seems like it's a little more serious than 10. But we've always been really good about resting guys, so I think he's going to get as much rest as he needs, especially when the team's winning and things are going okay. But it does bring some concern, right? And that shot still kind of goes back to looking wonky, and it's like, what's going on here? What is this all about? Like, welcome to Thoracic Park, everybody, right? like, well, how is it all like? How do you? Sometimes when I'm shooting, I don't really even think about it. Now, I'm not an NBA player, but like whatever your motion is to do a lot of the sports or a lot of the things you do, it kind of just is your motion, right? His seems to kind of change once in a while, and it's sort of like, what's up with that? And the other guy that used to happen to too was Chuma. Like, his shot would start to look different. And it's like, hey, see how you guys aren't successful at shooting? Maybe keep the rhythm the same. It's okay to change it, but then stay consistent and do the same thing all the time. Like, you saw Larry Bird looking through that window. That's a ridiculous shot, but guess what? He was great at it, and he shot it like that all the time. So, like, just find something that's consistent so that you don't have to think about it as much. And then maybe, like, between the injury and the shots not falling, he can put all that stuff behind him and just move forward.
I hope so, man. Like, Markelle is someone in my mind that's a key part of this team. I have money on him as a most improved player. I thought he was going to be coming out averaging like around 15 points a game, 6 to 8 assists every night. Like, and it's just, injury again. And even when he was on the court early on, he didn't look, like I expected. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
To play devil's advocate here now, like, there's a lot of talk from you who said, I don't understand where Anthony Black fits on this team. I don't know how he gets minutes. This is where he gets minutes, right? Like, they may have known that this is a possibility. If you have 10 or 12 tendinitis, you know that it's going to always be there, or it's always going to be flaring up. So you need someone else that can do the same things. And at this point, he's a younger carbon copy of Markelle Fultz without the bad history of injuries or wonky shot that he hasn't been able to get back. So, like, I think that says a lot about what we knew or what we thought or what they expected Markelle to bring, which is probably a little less than the expectations you had for him, which is why they went and grabbed Anthony Black.